Joshua from WHOATV here. I'm joined by Johnny Nelson. How are you, Johnny?
You know what? I'm fine, thank you, Joshua. Let me just tell you, this is such a coincidence because all of a sudden I've started to get into the MMA, and I'm like thinking, this is madness. And it was a Rousey fight that got my attention.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about it.
Rousey versus Holly Holm.
Yeah. And I thought, wow, these girls run it, and you got to rate them. And I want to start following a fighter. I know about Anderson Silva, badass, and I thought I want to start following a fighter. I don't want to be a glory hunter like following Chelsea or Man U. I want to find a fighter, get to know his background, follow him all the way through, but
someone you can support as a person,
and just follow him
record.
through. Now I saw Conor McGregor. I'm not saying I'm jumping on that bandwagon. This guy's bad.
Lots of people are.
But I saw him sparring with this big, huge monster of a guy.
A giant. Game of Thrones, 7'2".
The guy couldn't touch him with in and out, and I thought he'd actually make a good boxer.
Yeah.
Just a boxer,
Well, it's funny you said that because he started in boxing. That was his foundation, and then he moved across when he wanted to join MMA.
Not many boxers can do that. Julius Francis tried it, got turned over.
Yeah.
James Toney tried it, got turned over.
On the biggest stage.
Yeah, and they don't realise when you stood up, and when you're on your feet, you've got fast hand, that's fine. But when your back's to the floor and you've got to fight back up, you've got to fight a man off, grappling him off, forearm off. It's a different form of energy.
And these guys have been doing it for years. If you've just jumped across.
We always know in boxing, if you box somebody from martial arts, the martial arts that's turned into boxing, they'd beat most domestic fighters up to a certain level. Yeah. Because of their fitness, their strength, their intensity, and then when they came across a class fighter, then they get taken out because people are concentrating on the skill, the refined skill of it, and that's what we know. Now you look at the MMA fighters, and there's no way boxers could go to MMA and manage to catapult themselves to the top. Yeah. A successful fighter, I can't see him. Not yet getting to the top of the MMA tree. Because
Tyson Fury, famously, has said that he could take out effectively the top heavyweight.
Man. Of course he's going to say that.
Well, it made a lot of headlines.
Yeah, of course it made headlines. Yeah. Remember Ali fighting, the guy actually did karate, and Ali had a 15-rounder with him, Muhammad Ali.
I read this.
And he said his legs and his ribs were aching. He couldn't take the guy out, and the guy was all over, and Ali said he will never do that again. It looks easy, but I ain't that stupid, man. When you see these guys getting hit with the elbows, forearms, shins and everything, there's a fighter called Pele Reed.
Yeah.
And he's retired now. He boxed, they were doing MMA, him and Vitaly Klitschko. He was the last man to knock Vitaly out.
Yeah.
Doing MMA.
Yeah.
Took him out with a hatchet kick, boom, out cold. Then they both went over to the boxing. Pele had unbelievably fast hands. His feet was as fast as his hands. Got to a certain level, but when he came up against someone with class, he got taken out. Vitaly and Vladimir, that's where they came from, but they managed to refine it. After a few blips, managed to refine it and get to the top of the tree. Vitaly couldn't be beaten once he made that transition. So you can do it one way, but to the other, nah, man. It's not happening.
It's a one-way street.
It's a one-way street. These boys are badasses.
Do you think, because it's only become so popular recently, do you think if it was more popular in your day, you might have had a dabble?
No, I'm not even going to lie, no. And it's probably, let me think, it's not, it's become more popular recently, but maybe because more people, because this has been going on in the States for quite a while, they've been trying the hardest to push it over here, so maybe more people are aware of it, and it needs something or someone to grab their attention. Now, to me, it was the Rousey fight that grabbed my attention. It might be, and Anderson
it forced it on you.
Almost. And Anderson Silva before that, because of the things he was doing. He was taking guys out from a distance with those
he was
long
poetic
kicks.
almost.
Yeah, he was slick. He was light on his feet. So there's certain fights that grab your attention for a certain reason.
Yeah.
So the general public have got to attach to somebody that they think, I want some of this.
Well, a lot of people think Conor McGregor is the answer to that.
He might be.
Because his speaking is as good as his fighting. He's backing up everything he's saying.
Backing up, and he's even challenged Floyd Mayweather, say, come on, let's have a piece of this action.
Again, making headline after headline.
Floyd won't do it.
No.
Floyd won't do it.
He's clever than that, right?
Floyd ain't stupid, man. He won't do it. And I tell you now, I wouldn't do it. when I heard Julius Francis was doing it, I'm thinking, is he mad?
Yeah.
And he got took out in like no time at all.
They said the same about James Toney. James Toney seems so certain that he just needed to land that one punch. But the problem is, if you're on your back, that punch is no longer possible.
That's right. And the thing is, it's like a young Mike Tyson, that style is ferocious. It's unbelievable. It's outstanding. But when you get older, because you're not as sharp, you're not as snappy. You're no longer depending on your speed, your youth. You're depending on your power. Now, as a boxer, you can't do that. You've got to have that speed, that agility, and that's why Conor McGregor is so successful at what he does, because he's got fast hands. He'll trick you with the hands, dummy you, boom, take you out. You know, from a distance, from a southpaw stance. The boy's rated.
Yeah. Well, I'm very interested to find out who you pick as the fan you support.
I'll find one, and it will be a surprising one. Trust me.
So our next interview. Yeah. I want a short list. And
it might even be a chick.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, girls, don't kick my ass for that. Might even be a girl.
And they could.
They could.
And they could.
See, you could. So I'm not even playing with you. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for your time, Johnny.
You're welcome.
And we'll speak to you again soon.
You're welcome.